Hi, look at this! Hi, welcome back to the shed. This is the LED speaker from IKEA's new FREKVENS range, which they've done with Teenage Engineering. After the response I had for the video I did about the speaker, which I'm very grateful for, so thank you everybody who's enjoyed that one, I thought I'd probably better do one of this, which I also picked up. It's been in use for a little while now, but I thought I'd do a quick demo, let you guys see what it can do and see what you think. Right, so you've seen what it can do, and now we'll take a closer look at the unit itself. So obviously any sound at all will cause this to animate. We can switch off quite easily at the back with a simple button. The actual matrix itself, you can see clearly there is a whole load of little white flattened off LEDs that sit flush to the surface of the box. On the sides, the top, the bottom of the box are these little openings for the modular nature, where this could be connected to other items in the range, such as the speaker here. It could be attached to the side, to the bottom, to the top, and so on. I've not got the feet attached to it yet. In fact, everything else is still in the bags in the box, so we'll take a look at that in a minute. Because I like the modular nature. I think by attaching the feet to it, it's like a permanent change, and you can't then swap and switch things around. It doesn't seem to be a problem without. It's not like the speaker where it vibrates and moves around, so you need those rubber feet. I think the lamp as is, where it is okay. Now, as a result of that, from moving it around on furniture, this kind of matte finish does, you can see there, tend to mark fairly easily, but I don't know whether that's necessarily going to be a problem in the long run. It gives it that kind of industrial rig kind of appearance, so it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as it weathers fairly well. Controls are dead simple. On the back you've simply got just like two buttons where you can power on and off, and then this one here cycles through the different displays as you saw in the video earlier. So if we switch on, there's the sort of bars going up and down like a graphic equalizer. There's this sort of sound wave type one, there's another sound wave which sort of flattens off here and there. There's this with the arrow continuously kind of going up and down, the very, very bright one with the horizontal lines, the sparkly twinkly one, and the circular pulsing in and out. Now this isn't necessarily synced to the music, it's not in time to the beat as such, it's more sound reactive. If you've got a very busy song going on, sorry, I'll just switch that off. If you've got a very busy song going on, it just sort of stays on and cycles through everything. If you've got something that's a bit more punchy to the beat, something a bit more hip-hoppy, you'll notice that the fluctuations that bit more. Right, so what we'll do next is have a look at what I've got left in the box and see what else we can do with that. Okay, so the box, again, like the speaker, kind of echoes the design of the unit. You've got the side of the unit there, and you've got the side of the lamp itself. That goes on both sides, and on top you've got the layout like the LEDs, which is only ruined by the security tag tape there. And the information on the side, like with the speaker, it says we include the plug, the daisy chain for connecting up the power, and the speaker itself. Now this time, unlike with the speaker, and thanks to all those people who responded to my other video where I hadn't had the daisy chain included with my speaker. Lots of other people have said the same, so it seems to be a common thing with the speaker itself, that it didn't come with one of those, even though it did state on the side of the box that it should. So just get all these bits and pieces out of the box and we'll see what we've got. So that out of the way. We have the elusive daisy chain connector. Now what that means, at the moment the lamp itself I have plugged in at the side here, and I've got the speaker plugged in separately. What I could do instead is take the figure 8 connector out of the back of the lamp, move that out of the way. We'll take a look at the back of the speaker, and there is the AC out connector. Now these two are slightly different, so that one will plug in here, and then on the back of the lamp where we've got AC in, this should now plug in place there. And if they are both on, I mean, you can't necessarily lay that down very easily. You could have it that way up, I suppose, that'll be okay. But the idea is that you use the daisy chain once these are stuck together, so you don't want too much in the way of cabling being loose at the back. But those two are now powered on at the same time, so I should be able to switch on the speaker, power that one on, and then this, in theory, should also switch on. No, it doesn't at the moment. Have I got that plugged in properly? Ah, there we go. Right, it needs a really good push on the AC input there. Now that's in place, everything's working fine. Speakers switch on, and I've still got the Game Boy connected, I think, so if I switch on there, you see that just continuously animates unless it's switched off and on. And while it's on, I can cycle through with the yellow button and swap through my different displays. So I think that's pretty cool, actually. I don't think this would be used as a permanent link up if you had them side by side. I think it's more for when they're connected. I think the separate plugs would be more useful if you're using them independently. Now, other things we get in the box, let's just move the speaker over and take a look. So there's a little bag here that contains four little rubber feet, an Allen key because it's IKEA, and these little, let's see, I'm not going to get these out of the bag just yet, but these little sort of jumpers that connect from one point, like the little hole in the speaker, to the hole in the lamp and so on, and they just sort of straddle the two and link them together with these little plugs, the little Allen screws. Okay, so you got a bag of those. There's also some little back-to-back rubber modules that will plug into the holes to give you a less permanent fixture. I think when you go in side by side they might plug in next to, but with the other bits where you want a more secure permanent permanent connection, these little jumpers go on. Now, best thing about this one compared to the speaker is that the instruction manual, which we've got here, is much more in keeping with your standard IKEA. If I flick through a few pages, because I've already had a peep at this, you'll see you've got your little IKEA man there. You're laid out with all your separate parts you're supposed to have. This is much more what I would have expected from an IKEA product, and I was surprised that I didn't get with the speaker because there was so much I had to try and figure out as I went along. This has got all these instructions about connecting, about plugging in, about how to use it. There was none of this with the speaker. There it explains how the jumpers are used for connecting the parts together. It says what you should and shouldn't do, how many you should connect, and so on. Even a one-page illustration of how to attach the little rubber feet by peeling off the adhesive and sticking them on. There was none of this, which was sorely lacking with the speaker. So much so that I might even go back and revisit the manual, see if I missed something on the speaker. Right, I've been back and checked on the speaker manual, and it's as it was before. There's simply that one page, little bit of written instruction in there about how to use it, how to plug it in, and how to sync up with the Bluetooth, but there really is not much in there at all, which is a shame because I was actually much more excited about the speaker itself, and I am using it. I'm using it regularly. It's spot on just at the side of my desk while I'm doing my work in here in this shed. Sounds great, dead easy, just volume control on there. It'll either link up with Bluetooth with my phone, or if I'm building things like my custom Game Boys like this for making music, I just plug in through the aux cable. It's been really good. So far so good. It's a really nice range. I'm using it quite a bit and I'm tempted to get some more. So if I do, there'll no doubt be another video, and hopefully if there's anything in particular you want to see, anything I've missed out, just let me know in the comments and I'll possibly do another follow-up. So there you go, a cool little item. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching.